Yeah, the trouble with a therapist is that the therapist doesn't fancy you. Oh, we have to talk about it. Let me talk about this now, right? Because it's real. Right? It's why a lot of men date certain type of women, and why a lot of women date certain type of men. The therapist doesn't fancy you, so they can't validate you. Let me say it one more time. Your therapist doesn't fancy you, so they can't validate you. But AD fancied Clay, so she can validate Clay and his ego. So now when she validates his ego, he now feels safe. And in the place of feeling safe, because he knows he's got her locked in, he can now begin to share. Now, I spoke about this emotional connection last week, and I'm going to show you another thing I want to show you about emotional connection, that one of the 12 things on the emotional connection, one of the things is 4, 7, and 11. Men who are broken, and women, but men specifically I'm talking about, men and women who are broken, okay, all right, men and women who are broken, they, okay, are looking for people who fancy them, who like them, who just want to, who are willing to give them everything they want in that moment and season. They get the validation, and then they begin to share the deep things of their life. But they become aware that when they start sharing some of those deep things, you get infatuated. You know why? Because you confuse the few things that are about emotional connection to actually being emotionally connected to that person. So let me show you. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about on here, yeah? I want you to see this, right? Okay, emotional connection. Well, I've got it on here, so that's fine. All right, cool. Emotional connection, yeah? So like I said, number 4, 7, and 11, okay? Number 4, 7, and 11. Okay, look at this. Number 4. You know each other deeply. You give parts of you wouldn't give others. You tell deep truths about you, share secrets, embarrassing things. You give access to parts of you only give to the loved ones. This creates oftentimes deeper sharing of ourselves, leads to mutual trust, respect, and deep understanding. Do you know what's going to happen? The healer is going to misunderstand what is happening in this process. The person who needs healing sees number 4 and goes, you know what? Do you know what happens, right? The person who needs healing, okay, well, I mean, the person who's a healer will see number 4 and go, they shared all the deep things of me. But the reason why he shared it is because he knows that you are going to be there, his safety net, and now he feels safe because you validated him emotionally and also egotistically that you care about him in a particular way, romantically. Because remember, people are trying to rewrite history that they're not loved and they're not cared for. So when he sees that you as a healer are approaching him and you're showing him care by trying to heal the wounds, because there's a care. Imagine you're cut and someone goes, let me look after the wounds. How are you going to look at them? As a caring person. So now somebody cares about me. And so now what I can do, I can begin to share my deeper things of you. But you're going to have to watch, because if they really cared about you, they can't stay with number 4, 7, and 11. They have to do all the 12, or at least have to do at least 5 or 6 at least 7 or 8 of these things, right? So what you'll realize is that because they do number 4 and they give parts of their deep self to you, you're going to go, oh, they must care about me. No, baby, you're not listening. You're not paying attention. They're giving to you, but you realize you can't give to them. You're going to realize they are consistently taken from you, but you don't get input back, right? You're going to realize that. Let's look at number 7. Right? Number 7, judgment-free zone. A space where you can be heard and seen and don't get anything thrown back in your face. Men will oftentimes seek out these ladies because they know they're gonna have these women that are gonna be ultimately gonna appreciate them no matter what. And when they start telling them the deep things, they don't get judged. Now, if they go to a therapist, the therapist ain't gonna judge them, but they're afraid of being judged. But guess what? If you care about me, you can't judge me. They know the hidden rules. And so when Clay saw AD, he knows the hidden rules. If you like me, you ain't going to judge me. Therefore, it's now a safe space where I can start telling you things. And when I start telling you things, you get gas thinking that you get gas thinking that you got an emotional connection, when really only what's happening is you're playing my therapist. Right? But the healer, again, once more, to themselves thinks, well, because they must want me, because they're sharing some of the deep things they haven't shared with other people. Right? Oh, because he's sharing some of his life with me, it must mean that, you know, I'm special. No, you are special, just not the way you think you are. You are special. Just not in the way that you are, that you think you are. Right? You're special because your healing abilities are being used at this moment. Right? Okay. The last part, number 11. Feeling seen and understood. Have a conversation with one look, finish each other's sentences, synergy, emotional connection, like other. Sometimes also as well, because obviously you spend that much time, because you spend so much, time with each other, whatever, you can feel seen and understood by this person, right? And sometimes that can be a part of, we have a connection, we have an undeniable bond. Because, you know, we can finish each other's sentences. What you don't realize is, yeah, of course, because you've been telling you everything about his entire life. Hey, look, I'm just saying, from a healer perspective, I understand. I believe I have the healing gift too, right? Right? I believe I have the healing gift too. I have to be very careful where I take myself. I have to be very careful when I think it's a connection, when really and truly all the person's connecting to is the gift, not the person who has the gift. And we do that with God, don't we? A lot of times, right? We get connected to people that have the gift, but not the gift giver. And so just like that, just like we do with God, people do with us in relationships. You got the gift, but they connect with your gift, not the person who's holding the gift. So they haven't connected with you. They've connected with your gift. And again, we do the same thing with God, where we connect with people who have a gift and not connect with God. You know what I'm saying to you? We all do it in some shape or capacity, right? But the reality is, if you really were in an emotionally connected relationship, you wouldn't be feeling tired right now. You wouldn't be feeling like you've been cheated right now. You wouldn't feel like AD felt with Clay when she felt like he took advantage of her and that they went to the altar and what happened? How can he take me to the altar and embarrass me? Baby, it wasn't a 50-50 partnership. There wasn't reciprocity because you were consistently having to always try and make sure that he was okay. His anxiety will start playing up and you start having to try to comfort him, right? You were always in the position of giving, never taking. It's just one of the biggest problems about a healer. They struggle because what happens is they know how to give, not to receive. So they always